recording me. Hello everyone, and welcome to the first episode of Brutal Moose Treasure Hunt. I am very excited. I've wanted to make a show like this for quite some time, but I'm only now feeling confident enough to make it. So thank you so much for supporting me lately as I experiment with new video styles and topics. If you've ever wondered how I find some of the cool things that I talk about on this channel, Treasure Hunt is going to be your kind of show. We are heading out to look for cool stuff. That's really the only aim of this show. Today it's thrift stores, but who knows where we might go next. And at the end of the video, we're actually going to take a look at some of the treasures that I just so happened to pick up on our journey. Brand new video format. Let me know how you like it. So right now we're headed out to a Goodwill thrift store. I'm not looking for anything specific today, so I've assigned myself a budget of $25 for the day. That's more than enough of a budget for a trip to Goodwill, honestly. I just wanted to give myself some wiggle room, just in case something I wanted was a little bit overpriced. Here we are approaching the Goodwill, and, well, it is never a good sign when there's a giant inflatable gorilla out front. We just so happened to swing by when there was a sale going on, which means the store might be kind of busy. Now, this is the first time I'm visiting this store as a Goodwill, but I've been in the building before, way back when it was a grocery store by the name of Food Lion. I couldn't dig up a photo of what this grocery store looked like, but I did find an article talking about how Food Lion closed a number of stores around here in 1994 and 1997. Apparently, the company blamed the closures on a hidden camera expose that ABC aired in November of 1992, in which employees described unsanitary grocery store practices, like using nail polish remover to remove expiration dates from dairy items, repackaging expired meats with new expiration dates, and listen to this one, pouring bleach on expired meat and fish to hide the stench so the food would sell. Yeah, I just can't say that I'm exactly stoked to check out a Food Lion after reading that.
Although the show's producers spent more than 43 hours videotaping events at Food Lion in their quest for negative material, ABC had to orchestrate events and selectively edit situations in order to create a story that would fit its preconceived point of view.
Today the building lives on as a very large Goodwill. I feel like I don't see many Goodwill stores this large. As with most thrift stores, the bulk of what's here is clothing, which I'm not super interested in today, so I went straight for the furniture and junk section of the store. Marvel for a moment at this elaborate hillside snow globe. Actually, I don't think there's any snow in it, so it's more of an elaborate hillside water ball. At one point, it was also a functioning music box, but not anymore. I don't see a DVD section, but I do see a single DVD. What about Bob? What about Bob? Has anyone seen this movie? Would you describe it as howlingly funny? Let me know. So the Goodwill was pretty busy, not packed exactly, but enough to make me a little uncomfortable. Also, I'm still getting used to recording out in the wild. It's a bit weird to be out in public, walking around, filming footage, even if it's just on a phone. Just a little weird, but I think if I do it a little bit more, I'll probably get used to it? Maybe? Anyway, here are some terrifying pigs. If you had to pick one to haunt your dreams for a year, which would it be? Oinky, Boinky, or Poinky? I'm gonna go with Poinky. The baby ones are just too creepy. I have to admit, I do kind of regret not picking up this next thing because it would have made for a good food video, I think. It's the USA Burger Press. Removable tray helps you lift burger patty out with ease. Top Press Brands USA impression for burger pride. What are the odds that this thing even works? Like, after you cook the meat, wouldn't it just look like a shriveled up meat lump? Nearby, I saw someone's homemade, crafty decoration object. And it's kind of funny to me that you can just buy someone's old DIY projects off of a shelf. Now, the electronics section was a bit of a disaster, just a bunch of junk thrown onto a shelf. I did notice this exit sign down here, and I wasn't sure if it was an item for sale or if it was just something that maybe fell off the wall and got put onto a shelf. Turns out it is for sale. It can be yours for just $7. Actually kind of cool. Let's see here, we got a bread maker and a professional drum machine. I'm just not really feeling this store. It's just a little too crowded. It feels like I'm inconveniencing people if I take a moment to stop and look at something, so on to the next one. Maybe we'll come back to this one someday when it's less busy. Here's one last look at the savings ape, the money monkey, the price/primate. How about the Save-Billa gorilla? I saw some interesting sights on my way to our next stop that I'm going to linger on for a moment. This right here used to be a Sonic drive-in restaurant, one that I went to a number of times when it was open. I think it was most recently a meat market, but I'm not positive. It's just a very interesting looking building. Much like a repurposed Pizza Hut building, you can always spot an old Sonic building. Not really sure I approve of that paint job though, not a fan. I'm sad to see this bedroom shop closed. I don't remember ever going there, but I distinctly remember this sleepy old man and their logo. Rest easy, old friend. As we're driving to the next store, I'd like to take a moment to say that the next episode I will be using a mounted dash cam for the driving segments. My cameraman did a great job, but handheld driving segments are always going to turn out a bit wobbly, so look forward to smoother shots in episode 2. This next thrift store is in yet another familiar location for me. Once again, it's a repurposed store. I think I remember this one as a Big Lots, I'm pretty sure. I will admit I was prejudging this store as we pulled up. The strip mall that it's in is half abandoned and in pretty bad shape, and I just didn't have a great feeling about it. But it turns out I was just judging the book by its cover, because inside was a neat and clean thrift store that I actually found more inviting than the Goodwill we were just at. It also wasn't as busy, which clearly helped. Once again, I walked straight past the clothing and went to the back wall where the books and miscellaneous items are. I was briefly tempted by this pair of matching CD and cassette holders. I'm in need of storage options for both formats, and I love the fake wood grain. But since I'm planning on moving soon, I probably should not be picking up any large items today. Okay, we're going third person now, so don't freak out. I really wanted to check out this mini foosball table. It was pretty cool. Just don't look the players directly in the eyes. And right below that was an entire sink. So if you're in the DFW area and you're looking for a new sink, consider Haltom Thrift. You should also come here if you're interested in easy bake ovens. I mean, look at how many there are. They were all over the place. Now, I have no idea what this terrifying creature was doing here, but I made sure to snap a picture of me sticking my hand down its throat. Rounding the corner here, we find ourselves in the stuffed animal and novelty mug section. Ooh, here's a good one, clear screen. I mean, do they really think someone is gonna come by and want to rub this on their expensive laptop screen? Another big win for this thrift store is its miscellaneous wood section. I feel like all thrift stores should have a section for miscellaneous wooden objects. Finally, we reach the media section, which is obviously my favorite place in a thrift store. It was a little chaotic over here. It was like kind of organized in a way. Didn't help that we were right next to the picture frame section, so everything just felt super cluttered and tossed about. First thing that I dug out was an Adventures of Mary-Kate and Ashley VHS.
We're super duper snoopers, first class private eyes.
These were a childhood staple. I actually picked up one of these tapes a couple years ago and watched it with the intent of doing a retrospective on the series, but It turns out that I'm just a little too old to watch little girls play pretend. Even in the name of nostalgia, watching it at my age felt a little creepy. I kept digging around these VHS tapes for a while. There were actually 3 rows of tapes, so it felt like you could just keep digging back further and further. Finally, I strike gold. What we've got here is a strange, unlabeled VHS tape, or so I thought. Nestled inside a Radio Shack Super Tape box sits a strangely labeled VHS tape. The sticker on the bottom is a Memorex sticker, and the one on the front is a blank Kids Classics label. So who knows what's on here? From there, I just kept finding blank tape after blank tape, which is super exciting for me. You know, a little while back, I was actually planning on doing an entire series based around discovering what's on unlabeled VHS tapes, but they're a little bit harder to find than you might imagine. I'm not really sure the Goodwill stocks these opened blank VHS tapes. I think there might be a store policy against it, I'm not totally sure, but I've never seen one at a Goodwill, and these eBay listings where they'll sell tapes as blanks can get pretty expensive, so it's nice to find them out in the wild. 9 times out of 10, these tapes are someone that's recording a movie playing on TV, but even then, sometimes you get lucky with some interesting commercial breaks. I like to call these kinds of unlabeled tapes mystery tapes. That was gonna be the name of the show. Now, a few of these tapes did come with some clues. One was labeled Love Bug and Picnocole, which I don't know what that is. And I don't know what that is. I'm assuming it's Pinocchio, but I don't know what that is. This tape here has Doris Day on it, so probably an old film of hers. I'm not sure. Now, this last one actually tells you what's on it. It is a home video from 2004. Looks like Bo is gonna do a how to make slime experiment. That seems pretty informative. I love finding abandoned home videos. It's equal parts creepy and fascinating to me. But unfortunately, my legal contacts say I can't broadcast this kind of found footage. I'll still watch it and report back though. Now, there were a couple of other things besides mystery tapes that I ended up walking away with. I also picked up a cassette called Hooked on Classics 2, which might seem a bit random, but I was pretty sure I had the first tape and had no idea there was a second, so I grabbed it. I also picked up this Wheel of Fortune game for PC because I'm pretty sure I don't have this version yet. Those 2 things, plus the 8 mystery tapes I purchased, ended up costing me $4.99. And I'm headed home staying well under my original budget of $25. And now it's time for part 2 of the show. I really want Treasure Hunt to be more than just a thrifting or a shopping show, and I think coming home and examining some of the items that I pick up is gonna be a fun way to make sure every episode feels a little bit different than the one before it. Today I'm gonna focus on the pile of mystery tapes that I got. I'm sure I'll play Wheel of Fortune on my stream at some point, and as for Hooked on Classics 2, it turns out that I don't have the first tape, but I think I've got one from the same series called Hooked on Swing. I really like Hooked on Swing, so I imagine I'll like Hooked on Classics as well. Now let's start checking out these tapes. I'm gonna start with the ones that are more clearly labeled and move on to the tapes that are complete mysteries. I'm saving the how to make slime tape for last though. I know I can't actually show what's on it, but I still wanna keep it a surprise for myself. The first tape we're gonna check out is the one labeled Picnocole and Love Bug, and just based on the label, I'm gonna take a guess that it is just someone recording movies off of their TV.
Pinocchio!
Papa, you're back.
Hey, how are
I
you?
was afraid.
Aha, so it is Pinocchio. Not only that, but it's some bizarre live-action Pinocchio that was made in 1976. It stars Sandy Duncan, who unsurprisingly also starred as Peter Pan in the 1979 production of the Broadway musical. While that performance netted her some Tony Award nominations, I don't think Pinocchio fared as well.
Today was a special day. I had something very important to do.
What?
You know why?
No.
Because today, your first day in school.
I get really weird vibes from Geppetto, man. He's kind of creeping me out.
So if you don't mind, Papa, I don't think I'll go.
That's right. If you don't mind, I think you go.
Oh, I can't, Papa, because you said I couldn't go to school without a spelling book.
You close your eyes. I come behind you. Put your hand out and put them down. What do you feel?
But even creepier are Fox and Cat.
Hurry, hurry, hurry!
They've both got that terrifying Mike Myers makeup quality to them.
How would you like to bring home to your papa? Not 5, not 50, but 1,000 shiny gold coins!
I didn't watch this whole thing, obviously. I just kind of scanned through it and kept an eye out for any interesting oddities. What I found is that the music is actually kind of catchy.
No one needs to start explaining the thrill that comes from entertaining. May take years of work and training, why not? When you like it and I like it a lot.
And the visuals are just really, really creepy at times. And something about Pinocchio being portrayed by a human adult just doesn't play well at times. I mean, if this was a stage show, it would probably be fine because you watch that at a distance, but we're getting up close and personal with this one.
And it's really millions, or it's only billions, or it's really trillions. Easy, dough.
It's also kind of funny that the only costume change for Pinocchio becoming human is that she takes off the orange tights and white gloves. Kind of just looks like she washed off a bad spray tan.
Pinocchio and Geppetto, look at 'em now.
Oh, they kissed. Oh, they kissed. I mean, I knew it was going to happen at some point, but that didn't make it any more comfortable to watch. Check this out. This Disney logo and number here are for people wanting to subscribe to Disney Channel. What we're actually watching is a spring preview of the network, which must have been pretty new at the time.
You're watching the Disney Channel's free preview now through Monday. Next, join Megan and those pretty ponies in My Little Ponytails. After that, there's more cartoon fun with Donald's Quack Attack, followed by the Care Bears. Today on the Disney Channel.
In between shows, you get these extended clips from various people begging you to subscribe to Disney Channel, which I just find fascinating.
Hi, I'm Don, an operator here at the Disney Channel. That's right, but you must call now. If you do call now, you must call now.
New Disney Channel subscribers will receive a coupon for this colorful 10-inch Beauty and the Beast wall clock, created exclusively for the Disney Channel.
You'll not only receive this wonderful gift, but your home will be filled 24 hours a day with the magic, the wonder, and the special quality you'll find only on the Disney Channel. Some cable companies may offer special rates or discounts on installation, but you must call now.
Next up on the tape is an episode of My Little Ponytails, which...
Starting, oh wow.
Well, I skipped. But here's how that section finished up.
Our very first stop, Then let's try the ice cream shop.
And who were considered the most incorrigible. Of all criminals, people think of the most...
That made me laugh when I first saw it. It kind of seems like the My Little Ponies went to prison.
And who were considered the most incorrigible.
Anyway, the rest of the tape is just Love Bug. No fun commercials or anything, just Love Bug. Alright, let's give tape 2 a try. Judging by the label, I think it's safe to assume that this is a recording of Send Me No Flowers starring Doris Day and Sarah Plain and Tall, whatever that is.
You missed the whole...
March, Paul Lynn, Patricia Berry, Dave Willock, and even if you don't laugh yourself silly, maybe it's because you're not feeling so hot. This will cheer you up. Here it comes, Send Me No Flowers.
Send me no flowers today. Instead of sending flowers, come back to me.
Send Me No Flowers is a comedy starring Doris Day, Rock Hudson, and Tony Randall. While scanning through it, I couldn't help but stop at this golf cart scene. This is great. I love how they used to film these old driving scenes. It just looks so weird. I'd love to film a cheesy chase scene like this someday. When it comes to these taped movies or musicals, I'm just not really that interested in watching them. I mean, you can buy a DVD of Send Me No Flowers, presumably. You don't need to find it on a mysterious VHS tape. What I am interested in, though, are the old commercial breaks. It's funny that all it takes is for some time to pass before I'm suddenly getting all invested in H&R Block commercials.
That's Rapid Refund from H&R Block.
I mean, look at that logo screen. That is on point. You gotta check out this really funny pregnancy test commercial.
Introducing new EPT.
That's you.
The most trusted name in home pregnancy test is now even easier.
Baby.
New EPT, a faster, easier way to get them.
Baby. Cool.
It seemed like at the end of the commercial they were trying to include positive reactions from the soon-to-be father, but they ended it on cool.
Now, Circuit City's cut prices to the bare bones.
Hi, Circuit City! Oh my god, I loved Circuit City. Last time I was in a Circuit City was during their bankruptcy sales where I picked up a heavily discounted copy of Left 4 Dead. I still think their building design is just so cool, very eye-catching. Sarah Plain and Tall is a movie based on a children's book. Can't say that I'm super interested in this setting. Farms, wagons, if it's not Oregon Trail 2, it just doesn't seem like it's gonna be that interesting. All right, to wrap this tape up, I present to you a commercial for an adult phone line.
Hi, I'm Lori. Call me.
Talk to us one-on-one. Call 1-900-990-111. It's new, it's live, and it's one-on-one. Just $2 a minute. Call now.
All right, tape number 3. Ah, bummer. This is an old Shirley Temple film from 1933. Though I appreciate and respect that time period of film, I can't say that I'm super interested in it. And I get burned by these kinds of movies when looking for DVDs all the time. For instance, here's one that looks like, I was so excited to come across it because it looks like the cover of a hilariously low-budget B movie, right? Nope. Despite the only copyright on the box being from the year 2000, it's a film from 1963. Bait and Switch. I guess you could argue that for some of these I could just Google the title of the film before buying the piece of media, but where's the fun in that? Well, this looks like it's gonna be another dud.
I don't think anyone ever really believes in ghosts or ghost stories.
This tape is a short compilation of a few old cartoons, like A Haunting We Will Go, featuring Casper the Friendly Ghost. Now, this tape is a little odd. I actually think this one might have been sold in stores. For one, there's no commercials or TV overlays on the video or anything like that. Another giveaway, look at the spools of magnetic tape. See how little there is in there compared to the last tape we saw? That makes me feel like this tape was specifically cut to hold these cartoons and that's it. But again, that's just a guess. Well, the only thing interesting about this one is that it's a VHS recording of someone watching a pay-per-view version of Jimmy Neutron. You gotta wonder what the story was behind that. Like, was the family copying the movie to VHS for one of their kids? Maybe they were gonna give it to a friend because they wanted the movie. Maybe someone was making a bunch of Jimmy Neutron bootlegs and selling them off. You just never know. Oh wait, I guess we do know there are more movies on this. So maybe it's someone's pay-per-view archive tape? The next film is Orange County, starring a young Jack Black. I've never seen it, but man, that movie poster looks familiar. Now this is shaping up to be a nice, family-friendly, laugh-packed VHS tape. And then we take a hard turn into a CBS documentary about 9/11 responders.
Jules and Gideon didn't mean to make a documentary about 9/11. We wanted to make a documentary about a firefighter.
Can't say that a documentary like that should share a tape with Jack Black and Jimmy Neutron, but hey, that's what taping your TV was all about, man. Variety.
ASIS, tal como está. Lo tomas en esas condiciones, te fregaste.
Tape number 6 is in Spanish.
Las mujeres, los hombres, todo. Okay, tengan buen día.
All right, gentlemen, follow me. All rise.
He's a judge and he judges people using his judging powers.
All rise.
And the only other thing on here is a show called Laura. It looks like it might be a kind of Jerry Springer, Maury kind of show. Not really sure. And just like that, we're on to tape number 7. And yes, I did save this tape for 7th because of the mysterious 777 on the front. Turns out that 777 stands for El Patrullero 777, a show that ran in 1978. I don't know Spanish, so let's just check out the IMDb description. Follow Diogenes as he goes about his day as a police officer. He's prone to do things the right way, surrounded by a pretty much corrupt and citizen-distant police department, and always resolves his duties with a personal method. Well, he just sounds like a real stand-up guy that I'm not gonna watch. Final tape, it's finally time for Bo's slime experiment. Like I said before, I can't actually show anything that's on this tape, unfortunately. If I'd known that when I started making this video, I wouldn't have mentioned the tape at all. I feel kind of bad that I can't show it off. But rest easy knowing you're not missing anything. This tape was a real snoozer. It was just a stationary camera recording individual science experiments being performed in a 2nd grade classroom. You can't even tell what anyone is saying. Honestly, you'd learn more by watching my science experiment video. And with that, we have finished up with the mystery tapes. I don't think any of these VHSs were a smash hit home run, but that's just how it goes sometimes. It takes real luck to find that diamond in the rough, but the journey is still fun regardless. Before I let you go, this would be a great time to let you know that this video was sponsored by Experian. Uh-oh, it's time to pay the bills. Bills like water, gas, electric, internet, so many bills. But if you have to pay anyway, why not improve your credit scores along the way with Experian Boost? Experian Boost works by giving you credit for the utility bills that you're already paying. Water, gas, electric, internet, so many bills! With a higher credit score, you can establish credit and get access to preferred credit options. And while it used to take months to improve your credit scores, with Boost you can improve them instantly. Most people see an increase in greater than 10 points. All right, write this one down, Grandpa. Experian Boost can potentially help you establish or increase your access to credit. It's safe, secure. Are you writing this down? I told you to write it down. Okay, better. It's safe, secure, 100% free, no credit card required. Boost your FICO score instantly for free. Boost is only available at Experian.com/brutalmoose or click on the link in the description box. Thanks so much for giving this first episode of Treasure Hunt a chance. I would love to know how you feel about it. If you didn't like it, what would you change? What could I do differently to make this an enjoyable video format? If you liked it, where would you like to see me go next? What kind of treasures would you like to see me hunt down? Let me know. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and I will be back again soon with something different.